faint pink light seeped through the cracked window as Liora awoke on the moss-damp stone floor, her head throbbing. She blinked, disoriented, remembering only fragments. The collapse of the old world, the final clash with the Wraith King, the darkness swallowing everything. She pushed herself upright. Outside, the air was crisp and new, dew glistening on emerald leaves that no longer bore scorch marks or ash. The world had changed. She staggered to her feet and stepped through the doorway of the ruined temple, expecting ruin, but instead found a forest full of life. Vines curled across broken statues, birds flitted overhead, and distant waterfalls sang. It had been centuries since life returned to these lands. This was the rebirth. Liora recalled the prophecy. When darkness devoured hope, a soul of light would rise again, breathing life into a dead world. She was that soul, but she could not remember all that she once was. Her memories flickered. A child in a dying village, training under the old order of light, the betrayal of allies, the final confrontation, and then she stepped forward. Every footfall felt new, as though the earth itself whispered beneath her. She ventured deeper into the forest, guided by a faint hum in her bones. The hum grew louder as she approached a clearing. In its center lay a silver pool, crystal clear, reflecting a sky sunrise pink and gold. Kneeling, she touched the water. In its reflection she saw a figure, tall, armored in shining white and gold, with eyes of brilliant azure. She gasped. The figure was her, yet more radiant, more complete. The vision spoke in a voice that echoed in her mind. You are reborn. The world begins anew because you have returned. But dangers remain. The Wraith King stirs in the shadows yet. His corruption seeps, threatening to claim this rebirth for ruin. You must walk the path of light, reclaim the lost places, and root out darkness at its source. Liora stood, resolve forming. She could not flee this destiny. She recalled the broken sword at her side, a blade of starlight, cracked and dull. She drew it. The blade glowed faintly in response to her presence. Her first task awaited, the ruined city of Arkenfell. The forest path led her across hills and valleys, past meadows of wildflowers and glades where deer grazed. Her journey felt blessed, as if nature itself guided her. Yet at evening, when shadows lengthened, she sensed something following. A whisper on the wind, a flicker in darkness. Always there. On the third night, she camped by a small lake. Under the moon, she sat by the fire, sharpening the cracked blade. The hum in her bones thrummed. She closed her eyes and remembered. Her name, Liora, last scion of the light. She had once led armies against darkness. She had loved and lost. She had failed. That failure had cost the world dearly. A rustle. She sprang to her feet. A wraith-like creature lunged from the trees. Its form was twisted shadow, eyes glowing with malice. It rushed at her. She barely parried with her blade. The strike rent shadow, but the tip of the creature's claw grazed her arm. Pain flared. Her new strength surged. She plunged the blade into the creature's core, and light exploded, banishing it into motes of ash. Her wound closed. The pain faded. She exhaled. The forest was quiet again. At dawn she continued. At last she reached Arkenfell, once a proud city, now in ruin. Towering pillars lay toppled, streets cracked, water fountains dry. Yet she felt a latent pulse in the air, as though whispers remained, waiting for someone to awaken them. She entered the grand hall of Arkenfell Castle. Statues of ancient kings stood broken, dust coating marble floors. In the center, a pedestal held a crystal orb, cracked and dull. She approached. The hum in her bones resonated strongest here. She reached out. The orb glowed faintly and then shattered. From its shards rose an echo of a memory. A council meeting, armies gathering, the Wraith King's betrayal, the orb's destruction to prevent corruption from spreading. The vision vanished, leaving Liora gasping. The shards dissolved into motes of light that flew into her chest, filling her with clarity. She must restore the Orb of Dawn, the heart of light for this realm. But the orb's shards lay scattered in the world, at the summit of storms, in the caverns of echoes, in the sunken temples. She would need allies. She left the ruins and headed east, to the Vale of Whispers, where the hidden village of Silwen remained. The people there had preserved memory of the old world. As she passed the valley gate, children paused their games, elders stared, mouths open. Word traveled quickly. The reborn scion had come. She entered the village square. The elders approached. Light returns, they whispered. The eldest, Merun, placed his hand on her shoulder. We waited. We said to ourselves you would come. He led her to a hidden chamber, where scrolls told of the shard's locations. He warned, each location was guarded by a wraith sentinel, corrupted creatures of shadow with power over darkness. He gifted her a cloak of moon silk that wards minor shadow. He also gave her a small silver key, shaped with runes, the key to open sealed gates in the caverns. She thanked them and left at dawn, heading first to the summit of storms.